the restless hours after Augustus's death, Rome held its breath. Whispers filled the marble corridors, rumors slithered through the forum, and citizens wondered a single terrifying question: can the empire survive without the man who built it? No one knew the answer, not even the man destined to replace him. Welcome to our fourth episode of Death of Tiberius Becomes Emperor. Let's begin our new episode. The days following Augustus's funeral moved like a slow, uncertain tide. The city mourned, yet beneath the mourning lay fear, a fear of what might come next. Augustus had not simply ruled Rome, he had reshaped it, stabilized it, and brought peace to a world torn apart by civil war. His shadow stretched across every street and every memory. Now the empire's fate rested on shoulders that seemed unwilling to carry it. Tiberius appeared in public only when duty forced him to. When he stepped out onto the palace balcony, his expression remained solemn, reserved, and impossible to read. People studied him as though searching for signs of the new age. Was he a worthy successor, or merely a placeholder in the long shadow of a god? All they saw was a man cloaked in caution, intelligence, and an unspoken burden. Inside the palace, Livia's presence moved through the halls like a silent force. She had shaped the imperial family for decades, navigating each crisis with a precision that bordered on supernatural insight. As the widow of Augustus and the mother of the new emperor, she became even more powerful. To many, she was the quiet architect behind Rome's stability. To Tiberius, she was a guiding star and an unavoidable shadow. Her counsel followed him everywhere, even when he wished to make decisions alone. The Senate, meanwhile, tried desperately to understand their new leader. They had perfected their dance with Augustus: flattery, loyalty, ritualized submission. But Tiberius was different. When he refused power, they panicked. When he accepted authority only after long hesitation, they wondered whether he was sincere or simply testing them. Every word he spoke seemed wrapped in layers of intention, and no one knew exactly how to interpret them. This confusion reached its peak during the now famous session in which Tiberius appeared to reject the role of emperor entirely. He insisted he was unworthy. He claimed the burden was too great. He argued that power should be shared. The senators nearly collapsed in panic. They pleaded with him to take what Augustus had left behind, but his reluctance dragged on so long that some quietly wondered if he was mocking them or exposing their fear. Eventually, Tiberius accepted, but Rome remembered the hesitation. Far from the capital, in the muddy, wind-lashed camps of the northern legions, the soldiers had already begun testing the limits of the new political order. Mutiny erupted. Angry, exhausted, and uncertain, the soldiers believed Augustus's death gave them leverage. They demanded pay increases, better conditions, and an end to the harsh military discipline that defined Roman life. Tiberius felt the danger immediately. His rule was still fragile. A military collapse could shatter it overnight. He weighed his choices carefully. Traveling to the frontier might show strength, but could also expose him to assassination or humiliation. Sending senators would be useless. The legions respected only one man enough to listen: Germanicus. Young, magnetic, and adored by the crowds, Germanicus represented hope for the future. Tiberius knew this. He also knew the people loved Germanicus in a way they had never loved him. Still, he put the empire above his pride and sent the young general to face the rebellion. Germanicus restored order with a combination of authority, courage, and an almost theatrical sense of leadership. He punished the violent rebels, pardoned those driven by desperation, and reformed what he could without provoking further chaos. His victories spread across Rome in letters and speeches, sparking admiration everywhere. Tiberius watched as the city celebrated the man who could, one day, replace him. That admiration unsettled him more deeply than he would ever admit. Germanicus's triumph was necessary for Rome, but dangerous for the balance of power. Meanwhile, in Rome, a new figure quietly rose through the ranks, Sejanus, commander of the Praetorian Guard. With sharp instincts and unwavering discipline, he recognized Tiberius's discomfort with public life. He offered efficiency, subtlety, and absolute loyalty, qualities Tiberius valued deeply. Little by little, Sejanus became indispensable. As winter settled over Rome, Tiberius withdrew even further from public duties. He avoided the crowds, delegated responsibilities, and spent long hours in private studies reviewing letters from the provinces. He governed diligently, but from a distance, as though empire itself were something he could handle only indirectly. Rome noticed this. The warmth of Augustus's rule had vanished, replaced by a colder, more calculated style. Yet Tiberius managed the empire well. He strengthened finances, ensured order, and maintained peace across the vast provinces. Rome functioned smoothly under his leadership, even if the people felt the change in their bones. The Golden Age had dimmed, not ending, but transforming into something quieter, steadier, and more complex. Yet, beneath the calm surface, the future trembled. Germanicus was rising too quickly. Sejanus was watching too closely. The Senate was growing uneasy, and Tiberius himself was slipping gradually into a world of guarded suspicion that would shape the rest of his reign. Closing hook, to build anticipation for the next part. Rome did not yet realize it, but a storm had begun. One that would shatter loyalties, test the empire's strength, and expose the darkest corners of power. Tiberius had survived his first trials as emperor, but the real shadows were only beginning to gather. Dear viewers, thank you all for watching our 4th episode. The 5th episode will be uploaded very soon. Please stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and share to encourage us.